What is going on, guys? In this video I'll be taking a look at the signal story here on the Crew 2. So jumping right into this, step number 1, camp over the canyon. Find this camp located between Hallbrook and the Colorado River south of the Grand Canyon. Find this camp located between Hallbrook and the Colorado River south of the Grand Canyon. So for step number 1, you guys will have to find this camp located between Hallbrook and the Grand Canyon. I'm not gonna lie, this was a little tricky to find, but luckily it's insanely close by to this escape right over here, and it's gonna be located on the mountain right in this location. And now moving over to step number 2, a bar in Roswell. Travel from the Grand Canyon to this bar in Roswell, northwest of Dallas with any ground vehicle. So for step number 2, you guys will have to leave from the Grand Canyon area. So for this, I recommend leaving from the camp that was in step number 1 and using your rally raid vehicle to get over to the street that's over here and making sure you guys have your favorite hypercar as your favorited vehicle. And then after that, you can head over to Roswell, which is going to be a bit of a drive located over here. And now moving over to step number 3, observation point. Travel from Roswell northwest of Dallas to the trailer northwest of Big Bend, southwest of Dallas with any ground vehicle. So for step number 3, you guys will have to leave from the Roswell area, so I recommend leaving from the bar that was in step number 2 located right over here, and then heading over to the observation point that's located near Big Bend, which is luckily only about 10 miles away. Moving over to step number 4, crop circles. Travel from Big Bend southwest of Dallas to the crop circle east of Central Plains north of Amarillo with any ground vehicle. So for step number 4, you guys will have to leave from the Big Bend area and head all the way over to the crop circles that's north of Amarillo. Now do keep in mind this will be about 19 miles away from this location, so I would highly recommend using something like a hypercar in this one because this is a bit of a drive. Moving over to step number 5, first monolith. Travel from Central Plains north of Amarillo to the first monolith east of Mitchell in the Bluegrass region, east of St. Louis with any ground vehicle. So for step number 5, you guys will have to leave from the Central Plains area, so I recommend leaving from where the crop circles were right over here, and then heading over to where the monolith is, which luckily is only about 8 miles away from this location. Moving over to step number 6, second monolith. Travel from Bluegrass region east of St. Louis to the second monolith southwest of Dallas with any ground vehicle. So for step number 6, you guys will have to leave from the Bluegrass region. So all I did was drive a little bit this way, and I'm now in the area to head over to where the second monolith is, all the way southwest of Dallas, which will be 21 miles away from this location. And now moving over to step number 7, third monolith. Travel from Dallas to the third monolith on the isolated island east of Palm Coast, south of New York with a boat, plane, or ground vehicle. So for step number 7, you will have to leave from the Dallas area, so I recommend spawning over to the speed trap and then heading over to the Palm Coast area because that is where the island is with the third monolith. Now this will be 19 miles away from this location, so it seems some of these steps are pretty far away from each other. You guys will be looking to come all the way over here to where the Palm Coast is. Now if you are wondering, the reason why I put the waypoint on the road over here instead of the island that's located pretty close by to this right over here. Now you guys are welcome to take a plane to this location as well, so if you happen to put the waypoint on the island itself, you're going to have to use a plane because it basically gives you a straight shot there from Dallas, and this could be kind of weird to follow in a car. So if you guys are using a car like I will be, I recommend putting the waypoint pretty much on the street right over here. And then once you guys arrive to this location, all you then have to do is go back into your map and then put the waypoint on the island and then switch to your boat or your plane and head over here and grab the monolith. So moving over to the final step, which it looks like we finally get to go see the crash site of the UFO that we've been chasing in this story. And I also want to mention I will be showing the reward after this as well. So anyway, guys, travel from Palm Coast, south of New York, to the Truth, southwest of Nashville with any ground vehicle. So for the final step, all you have to do is leave from the Palm Coast area, then head over to where the crash site is of the UFO. Now, if you guys were wondering, all you have to do is head back to land from the island that's over here in step number 7. You could spawn into your plane or your boat just to get back to land over by the Palm Coast area, and then you can head over to where the crash site is of the UFO. That will be about 12 miles away from this location.